What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Let's Play here on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. I'm Greg, and so's this! Greg Kasavin, how are you?
Doing well.
Supergiant, thank you so much for coming through here.
Thank you.
Very excited for Pyre. Of course, we're big fans at Kinda Funny of Supergiant. Transistor, and then going backwards, Bastion.
Yeah.
Bastion finally came to Vita, though, so that's all you need to know. Kevin, did you like Bastion on Vita?
I sure did.
He sure did, yeah. We're big fans. We're big fans. So now you guys have announced Pyre.
Yep.
What is it? What are we going to see today?
Well, it's a new game from us. We're once again switching kind of the entire setting, switching genres even. Our previous games have been like action RPGs, and this one we consider to be a party-based role-playing game. So we wanted to make a game with a bigger cast of characters in it. That was like a big starting point for us.
Because you don't want to do anything easy. Don't stick with what you've been doing.
No, it's the thing, like we're still small and everything. We want to stay small, and we think we're in like a pretty unique place of being able to just make new stuff. Like even for bigger studios who experience success, they often get bound to their successes. And,
sure.
Your game was a hit, so you get to keep making that game over and over.
Yeah,
for us, it's like for as long as we can, we've just really enjoyed just trying to push ourselves creatively and see what comes out the other end, see if people are into it.
Well, what blew me away about Pyre, and I should have expected nothing less from you guys, is that you know nothing about it, you announce it, and then it's at PAX East and you play it. And I'm like, what the? That seemed like a fast trajectory.
No, that's that's always we've if you kind of study our moves, we've done that every time where it's like it's super important to us to not reveal what we're working on until we feel like we're ready to just hand it over to someone and let them play it.
Yeah.
Because until that time, we feel like it's not really ready to be shown yet if we're not comfortable just letting someone else have a go at it. And it's important to us to get both the gameplay and like the whole atmosphere and presentation far enough along to where it can just kind of speak for itself.
Okay, well let's let it speak. Well, I mean we're gonna talk over, of course. But play some. Show me what's up.
We can talk over it, and you have invited me to play it.
I don't want to look
directly,
terrible. I don't want to do this. I haven't played it yet. I don't want to do one of those things where I do it and I'm walking the walls. You're like, no, you gotta go do this, and like you just show me why. Because again, you're Supergiant. Like I'm going to be a fanboy for this game no matter what. So
right on.
It doesn't matter. I mean, as usual, the art style breathtaking.
Thank you. Yeah, this is what we just showed at PAX East. Just what was it? I guess 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it goes so fast. I don't even thinking about it.
So the whole right away narrative has always been key in our games, and it is key in this game once again. We deliver it in kind of a different way. I will be talking over some of the initial narrative here, obviously.
Well, sure, but guess what? You gotta play the game when you get the chance. Like, we're not here to just ruin the game. You still gotta give your hard-earned dollars to him.
Yeah.
Wait in line at future PAXs. When's this one coming out?
Next year sometime, yeah.
So you got like 4 more PAXs before it comes out, because it's gonna get delayed.
Oh, we haven't, we've been on time with our previous game, so we shall see.
That Vita version of Bastion, right on time.
Yeah,
didn't drop off the map forever.
Yeah, that one took a little while.
Fair enough. Nailed you. So with the platforms, this PS4, PC.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's going on here is you are an exile sentenced to life in this place called the Downside, and you have been found by these 3 strange masked characters.
Gotcha.
And they've rolled up in their crazy black wagon here, and they're just kind of talking about what to do with you, and you're kind of close to death right now.
Okay.
So 2 of them are like, he's done. But one of them is kind of like, let me see what I can do with this guy. So he kind of reveals himself now. This is one of the first guys you meet.
Totally normal looking dude.
Normal looking dude. He's been around here. He's had to survive, and he's kind of helped you to your senses now. And his name is Hedwin.
I like this. I like this whole Wikipedia style.
Yeah, we have. This got. It was awesome that for us it's like not like a major feature or whatever, but it's really cool that people responded well to it at PAX. For us, it is like the ability to just kind of hover over key terms in this world. You're a character who knows about the world that you're in, so
so we don't have to do the normal, I have amnesia, teach me everything about the world.
Yeah, and without like plotting exposition of like, you know my sister from ever since, we played tetherball together when we were children, that kind of dialogue, we can avoid all of that and just give you the context
very interesting, very cool.
As you desire. And here's Jodariel there, this kind of the horned woman, and our third and final
That's a dog.
Companion.
Dog man with a mustache.
Yes, who we may regard by the name of Rookie Greentail, so he is kind of a sort of a scheming character.
Gotcha.
So now they're wondering something about you, and Rookie is less patient, and he's wondering if you can read. And you can figure out what a reader is, in case you don't know what a reader is, and you kind of starting to pick up here that in the world of Pyre, literacy is prohibited. But you, as a reader and as a video game player, do have the capacity to read. Of course. But of course we can claim that we can't read.
Never heard of it. Reading, what's that?
The mere insinuation. How dare you accuse me of being a reader? But they really know what you are. You can't really hide it at this point. And they need for you to read something that they have found, because they themselves cannot, and that's why they were looking for someone like you. But before we can go jump into that, but before we do that, this here is the black wagon, and you find that you can kind of interact with a variety of objects in there. There are these little drive imps hanging around and stuff. There's this shady-looking fellow off in the corner you could blow out. We kind of wanted to make the sort of world where you could almost feel like you could reach out and touch it.
Sure.
This screen is kind of a...
That's awesome. It's always so boring when you play these kind of interactive games, right? And the only thing you can touch is your objective.
Yeah, and we wanted to make the kind of world where you could really sort of feel like you could explore it. So here is this artifact called the Book of Rites that you alone can read. And in here you basically discover that there is a way to be free from this location that supposedly no one can ever return from.
Gotcha.
So these guys are like, hey man, so what's in that book? And but before you can tell them one way or another, it does something to you.
Always the way. Oh, jeez.
Dare you tamper with forbidden knowledge?
So now strange things are afoot.
So soon after your sentence into exile. 'Tis true what the book says. You can be free again. Perhaps not you yourself, but someone worthy of the privilege.
So I always feel bad talking over the voiceover. It's some folks who've enjoyed our previous games. They've been like, hey, is the guy Logan Cunningham? He's the voice of the Bastion narrator and the Sword and the Transistor. They're like, is Logan Cunningham in this game? And like, this is actually him.
No way. Yeah, are you fucking kidding me?
Logan is a good actor with quite some range.
See, I thought he was just a gravelly voiced dude, but no, he can do a whole bunch of different stuff.
So he's this character we refer to as the Archjustice, who's kind of presiding over this ancient competition.
What does this guy have on you that he's just the lead in every one of your games?
We like just about everyone at the studio. We just go way back with him. He's old friends with Amir Rouse, one of our co-founders, and Darren, who does all our audio and music. So they've known Logan since they were like kids playing soccer in middle school.
Nepotism, got it. We missed our chance.
Keep it in the family. So now Hedwyn here vows that if the rest of them are going to be free, you will be free too. But they need your help in order to kind of figure out what this mystical ritual is all about.
Gotcha.
And here we learn how it works. We gain control over our characters. So you'll see.
Okay.
So this is just introducing some of the basic mechanics.
How you control your characters and whatnot, okay.
So this competition called the Rites has its own set of strange, sometimes arbitrary seeming rules, just like any ritual.
Sure.
You kind of learn more about it, but the real objective is to extinguish this pyre on the other side of the field here.
The animations look awesome.
Thank you. So there are some special rules to consider.
Okay.
Must make do on their own. Oh, but it is not so simple. In the rites you shall face adversaries whose own freedom is at stake.
So the rites are kind of this zero-sum competition where the worthiest exiles can go free, but exiles are pitted against each other to see who, if anyone, will be able to regain their freedom. So here we're just kind of just learning the rules. And the exiles get surrounded by these auras that can basically banish the opposing side. You could also launch it forward in kind of an attack like this.
Gotcha.
So you can take out your adversaries either by kind of running into them or by blasting them. So in this case, we'll just run into them there.
Is there a benefit? I mean, is this ranged? Do you have to worry about how far you can move?
Yeah, it's essentially just it's just a ranged benefit. It's just kind of like purely whatever's best suited to the tactical situation that you're in. And you'll see how it all. We're going to put it all together in just a moment here. So yeah, the twist is when you grasp this object called the Celestial Orb, your aura is absorbed, and that's how you extinguish the Pyre. So you're vulnerable. If I walk into their auras here, I'm kind of eliminated. But I can leap over their auras and go in.
Neat, okay.
When I don't choke.
No one's watching, don't worry.
There we go.
Interesting.
So that's the basics, and now we're going to have to do it for real.
Okay. I cannot get over this is the Bastion voice.
Yeah, and the Transistor voice.
I know.
Logan is. I do the writing on our games, and it's just always been a huge pleasure to work with him. He just really. I feel like whatever I can write the worst garbage, and Logan will make it sound awesome.
It sounds epic as soon as he says it. Yeah.
So in this case, this is a voice that we just had a lot of fun with. It sounds quite a bit different in its own right than like either the Bastion or Transistor voices, but it felt very in tone with this game. So he kind of takes on this almost like an MC type of role during these competitions.
Is he? I mean, is it similar to the other games where like he's the voice? Like this is the voice of the game?
He's the voice that you hear during these competitions for sure, and then we can. I'll make note of it during some of the other sequences. But
sure.
You hear like you hear the characters in their own voices a little bit too.
Okay.
So this is it's going. I have played this video game before.
Once or twice.
So
it's there's not as much for you to learn.
It's going a little easy on you at the beginning. It's just giving you an opportunity to try out some of these various moves that you have and get comfortable, like basically extinguishing their Pyre.
Sure.
And every time the larger the character you kind of go in with, the more of the fire that you put out with a single shot. Oh, so he got it. I could get it back from him.
You're getting cocky. You're talking. They can hear you talking the trash.
So it's down to just one health. So I can seal the deal right here.
There you go.
There we go. Home.
Bringing your smallest guy, but fastest.
Yep.
I understand.
There, dear reader. Now you understand. Or do you? This was but a glimpse of that which lies ahead. I would tell you to turn back, cast down your hope. But all those such as you never listen.
So with those pithy remarks, we kind of reawaken from this strange vision that we had. And these guys experienced it as well. And this is apparently something that they've heard about, but only kind of rumored, and they needed someone like you to interpret this book in order to kind of figure this out for certain.
So when future battles happen,
yeah,
are they happening on the battlefield, or is it visions again? Or
it's the future ones are like for real.
Okay.
Which we'll see a little bit later. But that's a good question. Yeah. So here they need you once more, and back to the Book of Rites. This this is a cosmic competition, and they need you to kind of read the stars as well and figure out where the rites are going to commence for real. And you've now kind of determined that the location of where the rites are about to take place.
Gotcha.
So we have some traveling to do toward this place called the Ridge of Goal. And they don't seem too excited about the idea of having to go there, but they've got 3 days, and Hedwyn here is like, "Hey, this is our shot." So
we gotta go.
They all have their different points of view on it. Of course, Jody here is a little more skeptical that this whole thing is going to pan out. Rookie's like, "Whatever, man, I got nothing better to do." But Hedwyn is like, "We got to do this.
We gotta go."
So we're going to join them. We don't have much of a choice. We could stay and rot or pursue this kind of path to freedom. So now we're off.
How long have you guys been working on this game?
We started in a few months after Transistor came out, back in July of 2014 is when we first started kicking around ideas for this. So it's been a while. Like initially, our pre-production is kind of slow going as we just kind of ruminate and start trying stuff. And we've been full-time on it probably for about a year. Obviously, we were busy with stuff like Bastion for Vita, like you mentioned. So
available now. Everybody should pick it up. Residents of Vita Island. I highly recommend it.
So here we are on the kind of the way the overmap plays out, and we have a few resources to consider. We have our fuel and how many days we have to get to the location that we need to get to. We can unpack here and then sort of resolve the events that unfold. And here in this moment, the characters are like, "Hey man, you're gonna have to figure out what to do with your time here. As in, being in exile is kind of rough going, so you need to figure out how to spend your time so that you don't go nuts."
Sure.
Because you don't have access to the internet here. And in the downside, you have to choose from other things to do. So those things, in your case, are various daily tasks, which here include foraging for resources, studying in private, or mentoring one of your companions. So do you have a preference off the top of your head?
I think we gotta get resources right now.
All right,
we're just starting. You gotta build your stockpile.
So let's go look around. That's true. So in any given location, you could choose where specifically to forage. So here we have the meadows, where there may be sources of fuel, or the stonework may be sources of things that are valuable to traders. Any preference? So we just pick the stonework.
Stonework.
So Rookie's there to kind of guide us through it.
Talking to me like he's Batman. I like that. Keeps calling me chum.
Yep. And so we get something, that we could sell for a little bit of money, and that starts to add up after a while.
Sure.
So that's something that'll come into play later on. We can now go back into our wagon here. This is kind of it's your home base.
Sure.
We can interact with some of these systems a little bit more than we could in that very first scene and learn a bit more about these things. Our lone minstrel here is kind of in a stupor, but Hedwyn is like, don't worry about him. So maybe these guys have a few skeletons in their closet, maybe not. I'm sure everything's fine. There's this closed door back here. He's like, I can't.
That's where they're eating people. That's where they're eating the people.
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, how does this game start on paper for you guys when you're starting to kick around to work on it?
Yeah.
It already looks like it's resource management and it's RPG, but then the battle system's like this.
Yeah, I think for us, like our games start from kind of a touchy-feely place. I would say it's more about like what is the feeling that we want to convey, and for us, this idea of like getting closer to a larger group of characters was really appealing. So a lot started to stem forth from there. The idea that you're kind of almost on like a big road trip with these guys. So having more time in the game to meet and interact with these characters than as compared to our previous games.
Sure.
And also, when it comes to the actual competitions, this environment where they have to rely on each other to achieve, they have to achieve success together to get what they want individually. That like thematically was very interesting to us and something that we could all relate to, having worked together.
Sure,
I think.
Sure.
So as you make your choices around where to travel, you have these little events unfold. You get to know the characters a little bit better. You get more items and quests and things. And we could try a different choice this time.
Let's mentor somebody.
Yeah. This is how, this says as much here, but the characters are on their individual path toward enlightenment, and when they achieve enough enlightenment, then they can be free again. So we can sort of, by interpreting the book for these characters, we can help them toward their path.
Sure,
so
sure. Let's do Rookie.
Let's do Rookie.
He's been the jam so far. He's been helpful.
So, Rookie's down for a little enlightenment. You kind of talk him through some of it, and he gains a little bit more, which they normally would get from conducting the rites, but you could basically sort of power level your characters this way.
Gotcha.
And once they get to a sufficient level, they get what are called masteries, which are like specializations, so they can get better at their various traits and stuff. You could talk to them in the wagon. This is kind of a fun moment, but so we're still kind of getting chummy with Rookie here, and he wants to get our take on something, and it's about his mustache in particular, which he's been getting conflicting reports about. And we really try to put the screws to you with these tough moral choices, such as whether Rookie's mustache suits him. So
he's better off without it.
Better off without it.
Yeah,
all right. Hopefully we won't crush his dreams here.
You know what? We gotta be honest. That's how it
gotta
works.
be honest.
Yeah, Rookie understands that. He likes that.
So yeah, he's gonna
be right back.
Yeah.
Look, I mean,
so-
look at how much better Rookie looks.
So yeah, even early on, we find that our words can have influence over these characters, and Rookie kind of appreciated our honesty here, and he gained a little bit of hope, at least for now. Hope is one of the several stats that these characters have. This kind of roster area is opened up now where we could learn. We're not going to go through this in great detail here, but you have your stats and your biographies for all these characters, and this stuff will expand over time as you learn more about them. Jody here does not have a lot of hope. She's rather melancholy, but Rookie is upbeat now because he, especially without his mustache, to
Of course. It's not gonna
drag him
he doesn't
down.
look like a creeper anymore. Looks like a normal dog.
Yes, normal dog man. So
Normal
now
dog
we are within reach of where we need to go.
Okay.
So we will head there. And this is just some of the early decision making, where to go and how to spend your time, and just try to
Ease you into it, right?
Yeah, and we want the overmap to feel. We've seen comparisons of games like there's like FTL, a game I really enjoy,
Right.
where you're making these like really painstaking decisions, these really tough decisions about where to go, and it may be like certain doom anywhere you go. And here, I think we're going for something more kind of expressive, where it's not necessary. This game is really about the choices you make along the way and kind of picking yourself up from some of your defeats and some of your setbacks. So we want the story to kind of move forward no matter what happens.
Sure. And kind of be a little bit different, I guess, based on
that's
for every
right.
person on what they choose.
So now we're kind of at we made it to the rites kind of for real. We had the vision.
Okay, this is the real deal.
Yeah.
And your triumvirate is ready.
We hear the voice once more.
Your adversaries in the right
Still can't get over it. It's so different. The talents of this voice actor.
Logan Cunningham, yeah, he's a good dude.
Yet burns once the other is extinguished, shall step closer to freedom. Now.
So now these other guys show up. This kind of cosmic event starts unfolding. Okay, so this is someone we haven't met before. He refers to us as the Nightwings.
Good name.
And you're kind of like, it's kind of slowly dawning on you at this point that maybe your characters, they have these strange masks and robes in this wagon. Maybe this book, like something shady's going on. How do they get all this stuff? And this guy, Lendl here, is talking like we've met before, even though you're pretty sure we haven't. So seems as though our friends here have come into possession of these robes and masks and have gotten in on some information, but now they have to conduct the rites for real.
Let the rites commence.
Now, okay.
Yeah.
So do you, I mean, like I'm already seeing, it strikes me It's interesting how it's like this sporting event. You know what I mean? In terms of like the way you move the ball and get it to the goal.
That's an interesting observation there. We've enjoyed seeing that kind of analogy dawn on people at different times during the course of this.
Sure.
And it's, for us, it was like a really interesting metaphor for a lot of what we wanted to be kind of at stake here, where it's a high stakes competition, but if you fail, in this situation, it's almost a fate worse than death, that you're kind of like stranded forever in exile.
Right.
If you died, typically in a video game, if you die, you just kind of try again. So here we wanted
permanence.
We wanted characters to have to deal with it. So we're learning a bit about Lendl here. They're trying to defend their Pyre. It's a setup for us to try to throw them out of position here. So when he has the orb, he's totally vulnerable, and I can just grab it back from him.
Okay.
So a lot of the strategies around like moving your characters into position, trying to kind of advance up the field. But if you get everybody too far up the field and you get taken out, then they can kind of recover the orb very quickly. But there's a lot of kind of mind games in close quarters, because a well-timed jump can take you over their auras and kind of get you right into their Pyre. So he just got me.
Yeah.
All my guys are banished, so yeah, he just
Greg,
my Pyre weakens.
you made this game.
Well, we're doing a lot of fun stuff with the AI here, and it just like kind of, I shouldn't reveal too many of its tricks, but it adapts to the player's own skill level.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of fun playing this thing over and over, no matter how many times we've gone through this.
You ever just play dumb?
What's that?
You ever just play dumb on a different playthrough? You're like, yeah, you know what? I want an easier match, so I'll act like I don't know what I'm doing.
It like works more the other way around, where I'll like go to town on it, and then it just he'll like he's
like, oh really?
Away.
That's
yeah,
how
exactly.
It's gonna go. Okay.
But I won't go too easy on him here. So he's busy trying to deal with Jody down there, but I was able to run it in.
Very nice. I understand. I like single player games and all this, but you're sitting on the next big esport right here. This could be
we got that. It was cool to hear a number of folks like interested in the possibility of multiplayer in this. It's definitely something that we are looking into, and something that we're excited about the possibility of. But for us, there are a few stakes in the ground, which are like, if we did multiplayer, it would not be at the expense of single player. Like the narrative and that aspect of the experience of this game is our priority.
Well, that's why you have fans like me, right? Because I know that's what I'm gonna get from you. I know that your games are going to be story driven. They're going to be these great experiences.
That's definitely. If we do one thing, it's gonna be that we're gonna throw all of our effort against that. And the other thing about multiplayer is like, if the quality of the experience of just like getting into a match and all that kind of stuff, if that's not there, oh, I just won.
You have prevailed.
So we need to get it.
Rejoice then in your single fleeting.
Let him talk.
Sure.
We have to get. What was I saying? If we could do it not at the expense of single player, and get the quality of the experience to be good enough, that's when we would do it. So we're looking into the possibility of all that right now.
But of course, first you got to get Transistor and this on Vita. Like that's got to be the main goal.
We're all.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry. The boats have left Vita Island. We're all aware.
Only the enlightened can regain their
Dude, this game's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So here's where Jodariel here gained sufficient enlightenment to where her masteries, her potential masteries have revealed themselves. So in this initial case, she could either do her rush twice in a row or fire her aura in a wider arc. So get folks thinking about some of the like character development type stuff that can happen. But this is suggestive of the kind of the path that these characters will take. They need to gain enough experience to where they can be free again, and then do what it takes to achieve that. That's essentially implicit of the structure, and this is winding up toward what we have to show here. We're now back at the wagon with our friends here, recapping some of what has happened. They've discovered that the rites are in fact real, and they've found their way in, something that they've heard a lot about but didn't know that it was true, and they've, with your help as the reader, there's a possibility that they can be free again.
I bet they get free. I bet we get them free.
Yeah, we shall see.
Next year.
So Hedwyn is noticing that you probably have some questions now about all of what's happening, and can ask why he was exiled, and how'd you get this wagon anyway, and what happens if you refuse to help, and things like that.
Cool.
And he's going to be still a little bit holding a few of his cards close to the vest there.
You can trust me. We're on an adventure together.
We're on an... He needs you, and you need him a little bit too. So it's... With this initial portion of the game that we've shown, it's a chance to meet some of these first characters that you encounter, and just the setup for the journey at stake, and we kind of... You're gonna go further and further deeper into this world.
That's like the map in the back?
Yeah, it actually kind of keeps going almost like an onion back into the farther and farther reaches of this mystical purgatory.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's Pyre. That's what we have. It's still kind of technically pre-alpha, but we're from here on out, we just have a whole lot of game to make, but we think we know where it's going, and we're really excited to push forward on it.
That's awesome, dude. Looks awesome. There it is. I don't even have to say it.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4, 2017. Yep. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Everybody follow him on Twitter. It's been up a bunch of times during this. And of course, until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.